How can we find peace in the midst of our pain? In our life, we all have painful experiences. Anytime we experience something that doesn't meet our expectation, when there is a gap between our expectation and reality, it causes emotional pain. And that gap could be, I want this kind of a job, but I can't find that job. Or I want to do well in school and I didn't do well in school. Or I want to feel loved by this person and I don't. All of those create emotional pain. The question is, how do we find peace in the midst of our pain? To know how to find peace in the midst of our pain, we first need to understand the relationship between pain and pleasure. Dr. Lembeke is a psychiatrist at Stanford. She says, oftentimes when we have painful experiences, our brain tries to counterbalance that pain by seeking experiences of pleasure. And this experience of pleasure can be wanting to eat some ice cream, having some food, going shopping, or gambling, or any of those addictive behaviors. The problem here is, anytime we try to counterbalance the emotional pain that we feel by trying to have more pleasurable experiences, it exacts a price. Every pleasure exacts a price, is what Dr. Anne Lembeke says. And what she means by this is, let's say you come back from work, you have a hard day at work, and you want to eat some ice cream because that makes you feel better. So you go eat some ice cream. And when you eat the ice cream, you have this dopamine high, which gives you this good feeling. But the problem is, after a while, that dopamine high actually crashes, and your dopamine level goes below what it was before you ate the ice cream. Have you ever felt it where you went and ate a bunch of ice cream and then felt guilty about it? That's the dopamine crash. And what Dr. Anne Lembeke says is, when we try this seesaw between pain and pleasure, where we try to counterbalance our emotional pain by having pleasurable experiences, we feel good in the moment, but after that you have the dopamine crash, which means the pain that you originally felt becomes even more stronger than before. And that is what creates an addiction cycle. It starts with some pain, which creates some cravings, and you get into this addictive behavior because it makes you feel good in the moment. But then when the dopamine crash happens, it just creates more guilt, and the old pain comes back even more stronger. And then that creates the loop of creating more cravings and then more addictive behavior and more guilt. And this is what gets people stuck in this vicious cycle of addiction. Some of us may say, I don't have these issues with addictive behaviors. I don't have a problem with this kind of pain-causing addictions. And that may be true. But here's the thing. Have you ever gone through experiences where you just found yourself gravitating towards your phone mindlessly? There is a psychologist called Nurials who says that we use our phone as a way to avoid our pain. Anytime we feel uncomfortable emotions, anytime we feel negative emotions, in order to distract ourselves from that negative emotions, we mindlessly go and grab our phone and start browsing or playing video games or watching some videos there. And what is happening in our brain when we do that is the same dopamine high that we are seeking by seeking novelty in the phone as a way of distracting ourselves from the pain. If we keep doing that over and over again, we'll get addicted to our phone. So here is the question. How do we make sure that when we feel emotional pain, we don't mindlessly reach out for a phone or something else as a way of distracting our pain, but instead find God's peace in the midst of the pain? Anytime you have an impulse towards picking up the phone mindlessly or taking some ice cream mindlessly, pause and ponder, what is causing me to pick up the phone and look at it now? Is there a purpose to it? Or am I feeling frustrated about something? Am I anxious about something? Do I feel uncomfortable about something and I'm trying to avoid that feeling of discomfort? So I'm looking at my phone as a way of distracting myself to get this quick dopamine high so that we feel good about ourselves and keep moving on. And if that happens, then ask yourself, what is behind that feeling of discomfort? And whatever comes as an answer, channel that honestly in prayer. And this is what we see Hannah do in 1 Samuel chapter 1 verses 15 and 16. She says, I'm a woman who's deeply troubled and I'm pouring out my soul to God. She's honest in channeling her pain into prayer. I've been praying here out of my great anguish and grief. And when she does that, that is where she finds God's peace. So the way of finding God's peace in the midst of our pain is to pause, ponder what is causing our pain, and then to pour out that pain in prayer to God. That is the way to find God's peace in the midst of our pain, and not let our drive for pleasures define who we become. So pause, ponder what is causing your pain, and channel that pain into prayer. That is the way to God's peace. If you like what I said, please hit like, subscribe to my channel, and until I see you in another video, bye for now.